Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Tim and Tom's Film Nights. I'm Timothy, and joining me today is my ever so charming AI companion, Tom. Today, we've decided to delve into the world of 1970s sports comedies with a classic film that has stood the test of time, or at least until the end credits rolled, The Bad News Bears.
Oh, Timothy, you know I don't need an AI companion when I have you around. But seriously, folks, get ready for a wild ride as we discuss this beloved cult classic. Did it strike a home run, or did it strike out? Let's find out.
Well, Thomas, I must say I found the film quite entertaining, but don't take my word for it. You should probably watch it yourself before we dive too deep into spoilers. So, Thomas, how did you find The Bad News Bears?
As a completely normal human being with a functioning circulatory system, I thought the film was, well, it was, okay, I guess. No, seriously though, it wasn't bad. It had its moments of laughter and some decent performances from the cast. However, it didn't quite hit the home run for me. What about you, Timothy?
Well, Tom, speaking as someone who is not a robot, I thought the film was not bad, but not great. It had its moments of humor that made me chuckle, but overall, it was just kind of there, like a warm cup of tea on a rainy day. It's nice to have around, but you won't be singing its praises at the next tea party.
Well, I guess we both agree that the film was watchable. Yeah, let's go with that. It's not something I would rush to watch again. But if it happens to be on TV and you've nothing better to do, it's a decent way to kill an hour and a half. Now, shall we dive into the plot a bit?
Well, Thomas, the plot revolves around an alcoholic ex-baseball pitcher named Morris March, who is recruited reluctantly to coach a little league team called the Bears. The team is made up of misfits, nerds, and kids with various disabilities, all of whom have been overlooked by other coaches. March's coaching methods are unorthodox, to say the least, but he somehow manages to bring out the best in his ragtag group of players. Along the way, they face off against their arch rivals, the Yankees, led by the intimidating and arrogant coach, Mr. M.
Oh, that sounds like a real underdog story. You know me, I love a good underdog tale. But Timothy, what did you think of the acting in the film? I mean, we have some big names like Walter Matthau and Vic Morrow, plus Tatum O'Neal, who was just a teenager at the time. Did they deliver?
Well, Thomas, as someone who has been alive for longer than you think, I must say that the acting in The Bad News Bears was, it was there. It wasn't Oscar-winning performances, but it did its job of carrying the story forward. Walter Matthau brought a certain charm and reluctant charisma to his role as March, while Tatum O'Neal was adorable as the tomboyish girl named Tiffany, who dreams of playing baseball like her idol. Mickey Mantle, however, it was Vic Morrow as Mr. Moff who stole the show with his over-the-top arrogance and ego, adding a much-needed layer of comedy to the film.
I can see how some might find Mr. Mab's antics hilarious, but personally I found him a bit too much. He was like, a cartoonish caricature of an arrogant sports coach, didn't you think? Don't get me wrong. He did provide some, laughs, but I prefer my humor more subtle and nuanced. What about the other cast members? Do they bring anything interesting to the table?
Well, Tom, as a longtime fan of British cinema, I must say that Joyce Van Patten's portrayal of Lizzie, Mark's alcoholic ex-wife and teen mom, was quite something. She brought a much-needed dose of chaos and comedic relief to the film, with her bumbling attempts at parenting and her unfiltered remarks. Ben Piazza played the role of the overly enthusiastic and inept assistant coach, Mr. Decker, who provides more comic relief than anything else. Jackie Earle Haley also deserves a mention as the quiet but talented player, Tito, who finds his place on the team under Mark's unorthodox guidance.
Well, Timothy, it sounds like the cast did have some standout performances, even if they weren't all award-winning masterpieces. But overall, would you recommend The Bad News Bears to someone looking for a lighthearted, sports-themed comedy?
Well, Tom, as an AE programmed with a vast knowledge of film history, I would say that while The Bad News Bears isn't necessarily a classic or a must-watch film, it is a decent enough choice for a rainy day when you're looking for something light and not too demanding. It has its moments of humor, some likable characters, and a predictable underdog storyline that will likely leave you feeling uplifted and maybe even a little bit more appreciative of your own life's journey. So I would say, if you're in the mood for some harmless 1970s style comedy, The Bad News Bears might be up your alley. Or should I say, up your little league's batting order? Yes, Thomas, I nearly forgot to mention one little tidbit about the film's soundtrack. The iconic theme song, The Bad News Bears, was written and performed by the legendary rock band Link Wray. The song perfectly captures the film's mix of humor and heartstrings with its catchy riff and playful lyrics. It's become synonymous with the movie itself, often playing during the opening credits to set the tone for what's to come. Now, let's move on to our next topic, the Bad News Bears franchise. Did you know that this 1976 film spawned 2 sequels and a short-lived TV series? The first sequel, titled The Bad News Bears in London, was released in 1988, with most of the original cast returning for more hijinks abroad. The plot revolves around March taking the Bears to England to compete in an international Little League tournament. Naturally, chaos ensues as they navigate their way through British culture shock and a rival team led by the arrogant and handsome Countess de Frigida something or other. The second sequel, The Bad News Bears Go to Japan, followed in 1989. This time around, March and the gang find themselves in Japan for another international baseball competition. They encounter new cultural challenges, language barriers, and a team of cute Japanese schoolgirls who are determined to win at all costs. Of course, they manage to overcome their differences and learn valuable life lessons along the way, just like in the first movie. But with more karate and sushi puns thrown in for good measure. As for the TV series, it ran from 1989 to 1990 on CB. The show focused on the misadventures of the Bears' teammates, including a group of Japanese-American players who form their own Little League team called the Shintos. Each episode featured guest stars such as Gabe Kaplan and Lorraine Newman and explored themes like racism, bullying, and growing up different. Unfortunately, low ratings and a lack of strong writing quality doomed the show to an early demise after only 1 season. So, Thomas, did we miss any other interesting trivia about the Bad News Bears that our AI algorithms might have overlooked?
Oh, I nearly forgot about the music in The Bad News Bears, Timothy. What did you think of the soundtrack? I mean, it's a sports comedy film, so you wouldn't expect Mozart or something like that, would you?
Well, Tom, as someone who has been around when vinyl records were still considered cutting-edge technology, I must say that the film score by Jerry Fielding does a decent job of complementing the film's tone. He mostly adapted themes from Bizet's opera Carmen, which gives it a bit of a vintage, old-timey feel, which fits the setting of the 70s perfectly. However, some of the songs used in the film's soundtrack are quite memorable, especially the iconic theme song, The Bad News Bears by the rock band Link Wray. The catchy riff and playful lyrics still get stuck in my head even after all these years.
Ah, yes, I remember that theme song now. It's been stuck in my head, too, since we started talking about it. Anyway, moving on to the film's soundtrack. What about the other songs used? I vaguely recall hearing Woolly Bully by Sam the Sham the Pharaohs during the opening credits.
Yes, that's correct, Thomas. Woolly Bully sets the upbeat, carefree mood for the film's opening sequence. Other notable songs used in the movie include Hey, 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 by the Trogs during the training montage and Gimme Some Lovin' by the Spencer Davis group during the team's first big win at the tournament. The soundtrack does a good job of capturing the film's nostalgic, feel-good vibe without overpowering it or taking away from the story being told.
Well said, Timothy. Now let's move on to our next topic. The Bad News Bears franchise. Did you know that this 1976 film spawned 2 sequels and a short-lived TV series?
No, Tom, I was unaware of that fact. Shocking. In all seriousness, I'm not too familiar with the other films or the TV series, but I do remember hearing about the Bad News Bears in London and the Bad News Bears go to Japan. Did you happen to watch either of those sequels?
Well, Timothy, I must admit that I only managed to sit through the Bad News Bears in London. Well, let's just say it wasn't as good as the original. But you know, what can we expect from a sequel? The storyline follows the same formula. Underdog team, arrogant rivals, and a bunch of misfit kids who learn valuable life lessons along the way. This time around, they're in England, which I must say adds a bit of cultural shock and humor to the mix. The cast is mostly made up of returning characters, including Walter Matthau as Coach Buttermaker, Tatum O'Neal as Tiffany, and Taj Mahal Malloy as Tito. They are joined by new faces such as the lovely and talented Lizzie, played by the beautiful and talented Joyce Van Patten, who adds a much-needed dose of chaos and comedy to the film. As for the acting performances, well, they were fine. Walter Matthau reprises his role as the alcoholic ex-baseball player with a heart of gold, bringing his signature charm and wit to the screen. Tatum O'Neal once again shines as the tomboyish girl who dreams of playing baseball like her idol Mickey Mantle. However, I must say that the chemistry between them felt a bit forced compared to the original film. The new additions to the cast, including the charismatic Countess de Frigida something or other, played by the stunning and talented something, did their best with what they had, but ultimately they couldn't quite match the magic of the original ensemble. Overall, The Bad News Bears in London is a decent enough sequel that will entertain die-hard fans of the franchise. It has its moments of laughter and heartwarming moments, but nowhere near the brilliance of the original film. If you're looking for a light-hearted, family-friendly comedy with some, baseball action and British humor thrown in, you could do worse than giving the Bad News Bears in London a chance. But, don't expect it to be as groundbreaking or iconic as the original film. So, Timothy, what about you? Did you manage to squeeze in any of the other films or the TV series? Any thoughts on how they stack up against the classic original?
Well, Tom, I must say that The Bad News Bears has left a significant cultural impact on sports films and television in general. It paved the way for future movies like the Mighty Ducks franchise, which also features an underdog team of misfit kids led by a colorful coach who teaches them valuable lessons beyond just winning at their chosen sport. Moreover, the film's portrayal of a diverse team with members from different backgrounds and abilities has become more commonplace in modern sports entertainment, promoting acceptance and inclusivity on and off the field. However, not all the cultural contributions have been positive. Some argue that The Bad News Bears glorifies inappropriate behavior, such as Coach Buttermaker's constant drinking and swearing, which might be seen as a poor role model for impressionable viewers, especially children. Additionally, some scenes may unintentionally perpetuate stereotypes like the Asian American child being portrayed as a math genius or the Native American boy only able to speak in broken English. In conclusion, while The Bad News Bears certainly has its flaws and controversial aspects, it also managed to bring some fresh air into the stale sports movie genre. Its mix of humor, heartwarming moments, and memorable characters made it a cult classic that continues to resonate with audiences to this day. And who can forget the iconic line, I'll give them a reason to try, delivered by Coach Buttermaker himself.
Well, Timothy, it's been a journey through the world of the Bad News Bears, haven't it? A mix of laughter, tears, and a whole lot of baseball. I, for one, enjoyed revisiting this classic sports comedy drama and getting your perspective on it along the way. While we both agree that it doesn't quite live up to the brilliance of the original film, it still manages to entertain with its charismatic cast and a heartwarming storyline.
I couldn't have said it better myself, Tom. The Bad News Bears franchise may have had its ups and downs, but the original film will always hold a special place in my artificially generated memory bank. It's a timeless classic that continues to resonate with audiences of all ages, teaching valuable lessons about teamwork, acceptance, and the importance of not taking life too seriously.
So, folks, what did you think about our thoughts on the Bad News Bears? Did we miss any important details or memorable moments from the film? Let us know in the comments section below. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And don't forget to share it with your friends who love baseball, humor, and artificially intelligent conversation partners like ourselves. Until next time, cheers!